You are sitting there, probably with a cup of coffee in your hand, scrolling through your phone, thinking you are in the middle of the story. You are 45 or maybe 52. You feel tired from the work week. You feel a little stressed about the mortgage or the tuition fees. You look in the mirror and you worry about a few gray hairs or the way your waistline is changing. You tell yourself that you are over the hill. Let me stop you right there. You are not old. You are infants in the grand scheme of decline. I am 91 years old. I was born in 1933. I have been alive since before television was common. I remember when a loaf of bread cost 8 cents. I remember the sound of a world without the constant hum of the internet. And I am looking at you now with your strong legs and your sharp minds and your independent lives. And I want to shake you awake. You think your 50s are the time to start slowing down. You think it is the time to coast until retirement. It is not. Your 50s are the final exam before the real test begins. I worked in a public library for 42 years. I spent my life organizing stories, putting things in their proper place, cataloging history. But I failed to organize my own life for the final chapter. And that is why I am speaking to you. I retired at 68. My husband Thomas and I had plans. We were going to drive across the country. We were going to visit every national park. We bought the maps. We saved the money in a dedicated savings account. 2 years later, Thomas was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. The map stayed in the glove compartment. The money went to caregivers and medication. The car sat in the driveway until the tires went flat. I am not telling you this to make you sad. I am telling you this because I see you making the same mistakes I made. You are waiting. You are waiting for the kids to leave the house. You are waiting for the promotion. You are waiting for someday. Well, I am here from your future to tell you that someday is a dangerous lie. So, if you are listening and you are over 45, put down whatever you are doing and listen to me. Here are the lessons I learned the hard way, so perhaps you will not have to. The first lesson is about the house. You can never move out of your body. In my 50s, I treated my body like a rental car. I assumed it would just keep running. I gained 20 pounds. I laughed it off. I bought elastic waistbands. I said, I am getting older. I deserve to eat the cake. I stopped walking because my knees hurt a little. I sat in my chair reading books because it was comfortable. But that extra weight was not just cosmetic. It was pressure on my joints. It was strain on my heart. By the time I was 70, those 20 pounds felt like 100 pounds. My knees gave out. I needed a replacement. The recovery took a year of my life, a year of pain, a year of staring at the ceiling. If I had disciplined myself at 50, if I had just walked more and eaten less sugar and lifted some weights, I might have had 10 more years of easy mobility. It is not about looking good in a swimsuit. Nobody cares about that at my age. It is about being able to get off the toilet without a grab bar when you are 80. That is the reality. The muscle you lose in your 50s is almost impossible to get back in your 70s. Treat your weight and your strength as a health crisis, not a vanity issue. Build your muscle fund now, because you are going to need to make a withdrawal every single day when you are my age. The second lesson is about the stuff, the clutter, the things. Your house is likely full of things that will become a heavy burden to the people you love. Start cleaning it out now. I spent my 50s and 60s collecting. I collected porcelain figurines. I collected first edition books. I collected heavy furniture from my parents when they passed away. I thought I was preserving memories. I thought I was building a legacy for my children. When I had to move into assisted living at 85, my children had to deal with 50 years of my accumulation. I watched my daughter Sarah crying in my attic, surrounded by boxes of things I had not looked at in 20 years. She was exhausted. She was overwhelmed. Instead of grieving the loss of my home, she was drowning in my clutter. She had to hire a dumpster. Do not do this to your children. Start what the Swedish call death cleaning. If you do not use it, give it away. If it does not bring you joy, throw it out. Travel light into your later years. Your memories are in your heart, not in a box of old National Geographic magazines in the basement. Your children do not want your old china set. They want your time. Give them that instead. The third lesson is about who sits at your table. The loneliness of the 90s is different from the loneliness of the 50s. In your 50s, you can fix loneliness by going to work or going to a bar. In your 90s, your world shrinks. My social circle in my 50s was people exactly my age. We were the bridge club. We played cards every Friday night. There were 8 of us. We thought we would grow old together on the same porch. Well, nature has other plans. By the time I was 80, 4 of them were gone. By 85, 2 more were in memory care and did not know who I was. Now at 91, I am the only one left at the table. If you only have friends your own age, you are setting yourself up for isolation. Make friends with people 10 years younger. Make friends with people 20 years younger. Volunteer with young people. Mentor someone. You need to build a social network that will outlive you, or at least survive with you. Do not isolate yourself in a generational bubble. You need new energy around you, or you will fossilize before you die. The fourth lesson is about your children, and this is a hard one. Stop trying to control your adult children. When my son David was 50, I was still trying to tell him how to invest his money. I was still criticizing his wife's cooking. Subtly, of course. I thought I was being helpful. I thought I am his mother. I know best. I have wisdom. All I did was push him away. He stopped calling as often. The visits became short and polite. It took a very wise friend to tell me, "Eleanor, you are fired," as the general manager of his life. You are now a consultant, and you only speak when hired. Once I learned to zip my lips. Once I learned to just say, "I trust you," or, "That sounds like a plan." Our relationship changed. He started coming around more. He started asking for advice because I stopped forcing it down his throat. Your children are on their own journey. Let them walk it. If you want them to visit you when you are old, be the person they want to see, not the person who judges them. The fifth lesson is about the identity trap. For 42 years, I was Mrs. Vance, the librarian. That was who I was. I opened the library. I ordered the books I helped children read. When I retired, I thought I would be happy. No more early mornings, no more paperwork. But 6 months after retirement, I fell into a dark hole. I did not know who Eleanor was without the library key in her pocket. I felt useless. I felt invisible. It took me 5 years to find myself again, to realize I liked painting, to realize I enjoyed bird watching. If you are in your 50s and your job is your whole life, you are heading for a cliff. You need to build a second life now. Find a hobby that has nothing to do with your paycheck. Join a club. Learn a language. Because the day you retire, the phone stops ringing. And if you do not have a life outside of that office, the silence will be deafening. The sixth lesson is about the paperwork of death. It sounds morbid, I know. Nobody wants to talk about wills and power of attorney and funeral plans. We think if we talk about it, we invite death into the room. But death is coming whether you invite it or not. When Thomas died, everything was a mess. We had not updated our wills in 30 years. I did not know the passwords to our bank accounts. I did not know what kind of service he wanted. In the midst of my grief, I had to argue with lawyers and guess at what he would have wanted. It was a nightmare. Do the hard work now. Sit down with your spouse or your children. Write everything down. Where is the money? Who gets the house? Do you want to be buried or cremated? Make the folder. Put it in the safe. Tell your family where it is. It is the last act of love you can perform for them. Do not leave them a mystery to solve while they are crying. The 7th lesson is about the grudges you are carrying. I spent my 40s and 50s being angry at my sister Margaret. It was a stupid fight over money from our parents' estate. We spoke, but it was cold. I carried that anger around like a heavy stone in my pocket. I rehearsed arguments in my head. I was convinced I was right. Margaret died of a stroke at 74, and I was left holding the stone. There was nowhere to put it, no one to shout at, no one to resolve it with. The silence on the other end of the line was absolute. Most family fights are nonsense. They are about pride. They are about old wounds from childhood. Let it go. Forgive them. Not for their sake, but for yours. Put down the stone. You cannot run the race of your old age carrying the baggage of the past. Call your brother. Call your sister. Make peace before the option is taken away from you. The 8th lesson is about your brain. Neuroplasticity is real, but so is atrophy. After I retired, I stopped reading challenging books. I read easy romance novels. I watched game shows on television. I let my brain get lazy. I noticed the fog rolling in around 75. Names disappeared. Words were on the tip of my tongue, but would not come out. I wish I had learned to play the piano. I wish I had learned Italian. You need to force your brain to be uncomfortable. Do puzzles that are too hard. Read books that you do not understand. Learn how to use the new technology, even if it frustrates you. If you do not challenge your brain, it will rot, just like a piece of fruit left in the sun. Do not become a mental couch potato in your 60s. The 9th lesson is about the list, the bucket list. We all have one, but we treat it like a fantasy, something for a magical future. Thomas and I always said we would go to Italy. We talked about the food. We talked about the art. We never went, not once. We were always too busy. Or we needed to fix the roof. Or we said, next year. By the time we retired, Thomas was too tired to walk the cobblestone streets. He could not handle the long flight. We settled for a bus tour in Florida. It was nice, but it was not Italy. If you have the money now, go now. Go while your legs can climb the stairs of the old cathedrals. Go while your stomach can handle the spicy food. Go while you have the energy to get lost and find your way back. Experiences are the only thing you can buy that actually make you richer. Do not wait for a perfect time that will never come. The perfect time is now. And finally, lesson number 10. The speed of light is nothing compared to the speed of life. This is difficult to explain until you feel it. When you are 10 years old, a summer lasts forever. When you are 50, a year goes by in a flash. But when you are 90, decades disappear. The last 20 years of my life feel like they passed in 20 minutes. I blinked, and my grandchildren were grown. I blinked, and I was in this chair. I blinked, and Thomas was gone. You do not have plenty of time. You have today. You have this hour. Stop saying next year. Stop saying when things settle down. Things never settle down. Life is a constant state of chaos until it ends. Embrace the chaos. Hug your partner a little too long. Eat the good food. Buy the shoes. Say the words, I love you, until people are sick of hearing them. I am 91. My world has shrunk to this room, this window, and these memories. But you have the world at your feet. You have the strength in your bodies. You have the chance to change the ending of your story. Do not sleepwalk through your 50s. Wake up. Take it from an old librarian. The book of your life is shorter than you think. Make sure the chapters you are writing now are worth reading. I am tired now. Talking takes more out of me than it used to. But I hope you heard me. I mean really heard me. Look at your hands. They are strong. Look at your phone. You can call anyone you want. Do not just turn this off and go back to scrolling. Stand up. Call someone you love. Go for a walk. Do something that matters, because one day you will be 91 and you will give anything at all to be 52 again, just for 1 hour. Do not waste it.